right, welcome back everybody to another edition of Dollar Bin Digging Finds. This is the video series and article that I do for comicbookinvest.com where I just kind of highlight the stuff that I'm actually picking up for cheap, whether it be from dollar bins, less than dollar bins, or just books that I'm generally just trying to keep this $5 and under sort of a pickup thing. Just so this way you get an idea of, again, comics you can still get for cheap that might be worth looking at, and this is the stuff that I'm spending my money on. So hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as the other content that we have both on the site as well as on my YouTube channel, Rennavision. If you are, please like, subscribe, hit that alert button so you don't miss any of the content as it's dropping at least daily at this point. And yeah, just hang on for a second and we'll get right into the books that I've been spending all my money on. Now, last week I had to skip doing this article and video because I actually didn't pick up anything. I was feeling a little bit under the weather, so I didn't hit up any shops. I didn't really go anywhere, so I didn't really have anything to actually show. So I had to take the week off from doing this video and article. But that said, this past week I did go out to a shop and I did pick up a few books for pretty cheap. So I do have something to share today. If you follow my Instagram, you might have already seen this stuff. And today is mostly going to be dollar bin pickups. Actually, to be fair, it's less than $1 because this was a 50-cent bin. And this 50-cent bin also came with qualifications of if you bought more, you would pay less. So I think it was like 10 for $4, or what I ended up picking up, 50 comics for $15, which basically breaks it down to 30 cents a piece. Yes, 30 cents a piece. I got a bunch of good stuff in here. I'm about to show you in a second. I just want to point out some of this stuff isn't in the greatest of shape. It might need a press, might need a little bit of a clean, but for 30 cents, I wasn't leaving it behind. It's just how I roll. Before we get into those other books, though, one book that I did not pay 30 cents, it came actually from a back issue bin, but still was only $3, is I did pick up this Avengers, the Terminatrix conclusion, whatever, the first Alioth. If I'm saying the creature's name properly, which, again, I agree, probably is going to lead us to Kang at some way or in some fashion in the MCU. Whether we get that reveal to, this Wednesday on Loki that Kang's behind it or not, I think we might get a name drop at best, but I think it's still going to be pretty unclear for the time being. So we'll see what happens when Loki wraps up. But I'm still thinking we're getting Kang in some way, and Alioth kind of supports that kind of idea still. So $3 is why I still have this in our little cheap, cheap pickups. But let's get to the books that I paid 30 cents a piece for. I'm basically going to show you most of the stuff that I got out of the 50. I just don't want to show you all 50 because, we don't have all day. I don't want to keep you here all day looking at all these pickups. So let's just start in with Invincible. I saw one book staring at me out at the front of the box as I walked into the shop. And this is what caused me to stop. I bypassed the 50-cent bins for a while now at this shop just because I've been busy digging for stuff like that Terminatrix in the back issue bins. I've been just digging. So I neglected the cheap bins. I'm like, you know what? Most of that stuff's kind of banged up and not interested. Because, again, a lot of stuff that's still in there has been in there for a long, long time. And I expected that to be the case. I didn't know how often they refreshed it, but apparently it must have gotten refreshed recently when I hit that shop because a bunch of this stuff should not have been in there or should not have stayed for very long because if I would have seen it before now, I definitely would have bought it before now. But before we get to the book that caught my eye, we'll get into number 0, which is, again, it's marked only 50 cents. And you can see here, I bought a few of them. There's like 4 of these I think I grabbed, again, for 30 cents, but still does pretty well. Invincible 0, back issue market. You want to sell it again? Could probably use a press, little bit of wave in here. But the book that caught my eye was this one, 44. This pink cover just stared at me at the front of the box, and I was like, "Hold on, I don't have this book. I did not have this book as part of my run that I could find. Actually, I might have to stand corrected. I might already have this book, but I'm not positive. I got to look at my Invincible box because I don't have the full run of Invincible, and I know there's plenty of holes, especially in that." 75 to like 120 range is a good gap where I just wasn't picking it up. That being said, saw this book, and I know you all know that this book does pretty well in the aftermarket. See a lot of $80 prices on this thing, $50 at least, but 30 cents. Not too bad a shape either, this one. Just sitting in that box staring at me. And it meant much of the Invincible run, there are, while only a few like really big ones and some variants that you want to keep an eye out for, there's a lot of hard to find issues in lower print type deals where these issues are picking up lately, especially with the success of the Amazon animated series, which I finally wrapped up. I had like two episodes left, and I finally watched those when I was sick because I had the time. So I finally caught up on some of my show watching, like The Boys and Invincible. So I can see why people are looking into this. Got 2 copies of 47 as well. Again, any Invincible that was there, I just grabbed them. 48. You know, I'm just going to take these down and keep rolling with a couple of copies of 49. You can see there's 2 of them. Again, a little bit of wave to some of these, so they could definitely use a press, but not awful. 52. This one seems to do okay. There was 2 copies of 64. As well as 66. Again, you can see here a lot of Invincible in this box, and I grabbed them all. I straight up just grabbed every Invincible book that I saw because I felt after I saw the one and then I saw the price for the 50 for $15, like, well, I got to get the 50 somehow, so I'm gonna grab every Invincible book that's there. What is it? I'm sorry, put this up before I looked at it. 71. 71, also not too bad. This issue number 92, got 2 copies of 92. There is a second print that has a pink label of this issue 92 that does pretty well for itself on the aftermarket, so keep an eye out for that. But this is the regular one, so I don't think it's that much, maybe an $8 book at best. But that pink second print, I think, is like 80 to 100 bucks, I think, out there if you're looking for it, or if you have it and looking to get rid of it. 95, 2 copies of 95. Because again, anything that was there, I grabbed. And the last regular issue in the box, 104. And then on top of that, I'm not going to put these up. I'm just going to flash them real fast because there's a few of them. There were 3 copies of this Universe Primer. And see this big guy. This thing is thick. This thing is heavy duty. And you can see this came out right around the time of Invincible 50 because they're promoting Invincible 50 on the back. But yeah, $5.99 cover on this bad boy. Pretty cool. But 3 of those. And then a couple of issues of just the second issue of Adam and Eve and Rexplode. I guess they had a little mini. See, 2 copies. There's a 3-issue series, but there's only issue number 2, and there were 2 copies of issue 2. So I grabbed both of those. Like I said, everything that was there, I bought it. I figured, why not? Which will lead us just to, again, no more subcategories because there was just so much randomness in these boxes. That's all I can really consider here. I'm not going to show you. I got a couple of Toy Fair magazines out of there for 30 cents a piece because I like flipping through that stuff like old wizards. But they're not worth anything. But I just like it. So that's the kind of stuff I also grabbed out of there. But here are a few books you might find still interesting. And, I'm going to probably write about a couple of these. This Manga Spider-Man, number 26. Late in the run, not quite the end. I think it ran 31 or 32 issues, somewhere in there, like 31 issues. I want to say it is the last issue. But as we know, last issues are worth more because the print runs go down. But anything late in the run also seems to do well. I think this one does all right for itself as well. This is issue 26. This Manga Spider-Man. Just a random Hawkeye issue sitting there, issue number 7. Just had to buy it. This Hawkeye run, I think, is due for some interest. The Fraction run. Again, I know if you've been watching this stuff, I've been picking up a lot of it, especially those purple 2nd and 3rd, 4th, 5th prints, all the later printings of that run. I like scooping those up, but I'll grab the regular ones as well with the red borders, especially for 30 cents. Got a little batch of Supremes. These aren't the Supreme issues that Ben had covered recently in Under the Radar over on comicbookinvest.com, but they're close. They're right there, right before it. Issue 63, and again for 30 cents. Just got to take them home because it's 30 cents. 63, 64. I could only think that somebody had been there before me and scooped these up, but why didn't they buy the Invincibles? I don't know. And 2 copies of 65. Again, these are all Eric Larson on the art on these, so definitely interesting. Also managed to find just one random Star Wars book just buried in this box. Issue 13. I believe this is the first Yaddle, if I'm not mistaken. Just one random Star Wars book in there, 30 cents. So, sure. I'm getting it. What else did I find in there? I found this variant cover for Shadowland 4. I don't think this is anything. I just saw a variant, 30 cents, threw it in my pile. Basically, that's what I usually do when I'm digging in boxes and I see things that are unfamiliar. I mentioned this book recently in Dollar Bin digging when I was talking about Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom and Kang, and I think this was the Kang article. But yeah, Doctor Doom, this Doom and Kang cover, again, I still just dig it. So for 30 cents, I'm absolutely grabbing it. Who knows? We get these two facing off in the MCU. I'm praying we do, but probably not. Who knows? We'll see. Random Transformer book. I just really like this cover. This is issue 84, the B cover. I just like this kind of split face cover with Megatron there. I just thought it was kind of cool, so I scooped it up. 30 cents. Why not? Just like this. There's a little bit of a wave here. Definitely needs a press. Could probably use it clean. It might even be a water spot, which is kind of awful, but I didn't notice it. 30 cents. I talked about this one in where did I talk about this? This was in Forgotten Firsts. See, I even forgot. Firestorm 19. This is the new 52 version of Caitlin Snow, which I think is still pretty cool. Killer Frost. So definitely one I still scoop up, as you can see, when I find it, even if it's not the greatest of shape. Because again, I was just making a pile. I was just trying to get to 50 at that point. This slave labor graphics gargoyles books apparently are really tough to find, and I only found this one. And this is I think like a mini series, just spotlighting on the bad guys. I think this is what, issue 3. I'm sorry, I got to pull it down again because I didn't get a good look. Yeah, issue 3 of this slave labor graphics book. Definitely cool. Definitely something else that has a potential to write about. I don't know. A Perillo, you know how much I love Perillo, especially on Red Sonja. This Queen Sonja number 27 is another decent one from that run. Look at it. It's a gorgeous cover. I mean, just sitting there. How did somebody else not grab this for 50 cents? All right, if they didn't buy in bulk like I did to get 15 for, $15 for 50 of them, 50 cents is all this would have cost. I don't know why nobody else grabbed this book before me. But again, maybe the box had recently been reloaded. I have no idea. That's my only thought of why some of this stuff was in there. And our last book here is, I wish this was in better shape. You'll be able to probably see it on the video here. This spine is pretty ticked up, especially in the black, which is awful. But this Moon Knight #1 third print is tough to find. So this one's expensive too. If it was in great shape, I think it's like close to $200. Crazy market we have right now. Crazy market, to be sure. But this one, ton of spine ticks here. I'm going to even give you a little bit of a closer. You see that? There's a lot of damage there on this spine. But again, 30 cents. I'm still taking this. I'm not leaving this behind. I could still probably sell it if I wanted to and get a decent return, pay for the whole lot a few times over just with that book probably. But I'm just going to put it in my box, put it in my pile for right now, and figure out what I'm going to do. I don't know. Definitely figure out what to do next. That said, that's all I got this week. Hopefully you liked checking out these pickups for 30 cents a piece. I know I was excited to find them. I did show some of this stuff off already on my IG. If you're not following it, make sure you follow my Instagram, Rennavision. And sometimes we'll show off some of the stuff as I come home and excited and say, look what I bought today. So if you want to see it early and not have to wait for the video, you can follow me there as well. Thank you again for all the support here on the channel. We recently passed 750 already. Just last week, I was celebrating 700 subscribers and did a giveaway, and we're already halfway to 800 after a week. Thank you for the support, and thank you for the all the kind words that you guys are giving me, especially in the comments. I appreciate the comments, and the comments don't always have to be kind. If you have criticisms, I'll take criticism. Feel free. Let me know what you would like to see, what you think I can do better, or what else you think we can do on this channel, because I'm just trying to have fun here, talking about comics, toys, and pop culture and everything, all the stuff that I love. And hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. So again, like, subscribe, hit the alerts so you don't miss any of the content. Hit me up in the comment section, either on the article over on comicbookinvest.com or on the video here. Let me know what you think. What are some of the books you might have? What's some of the good finds you've had recently? I love seeing that kind of stuff as well. Hit me up on Instagram. I am open to have a conversation. Just love talking comics. So that being said, thanks again for joining me. I guess I will see you guys next time.